This is Mr. Markle with Unlimited Possibilities Martial Arts. I want to do a short video on, can you move that just a little bit, make sure it's not cutting my head off. I want to do a small video on some disarms. And I figured I just felt like doing a short disarm video. But what we're going to talk about is kind of disarming weapons in general, but we're going to use the stick for our reference or our primary learning tool, if we want to say it that way. So first of all, what I want to say is anytime someone grabs or picks up a weapon and tries to hit somebody with it, the grip is really important. So if I'm if I'm going to hold a stick or a baston or whatever you want to call it, a scream stick, okay? Some people call them kempo sticks, whatever you want to call them. But any stick, really. It could be a club, it doesn't matter. But what I want to do is I want to have a good grip, a good grasp on the stick. I don't want to power grab the stick, right? Okay. However, most people, when they're not used to grabbing a stick and they want to hit you with it, they're going to super power grip the stick, okay? If a person is used to using a stick, they're not going to super power grip. They're only going to super power grip when they hit. They're going to tighten up when they strike. Okay, otherwise it's going to be real loose until they strike. Okay, so that's when people do a scream and collie and stuff like that, that's what they're doing. They keep pretty loose until they hit, and that's when they tighten completely up, right? So anyway, and then there's other ways to hit too. But if someone's swinging, like let's say they're swinging a bat at you or they're coming at you with the stick single-handed or something like that, the grip is really important to understand, because once you understand what the grip is doing, how that works, then you can understand how to disarm somebody, okay? So if I were to try to disarm somebody, I can't do it with these four fingers because they're tucked underneath right here, right? The thumb is out by itself like this. So I could use the thumb here and grab the thumb and try to pry it off and disarm. That would take some time to do. You could do that, it would take some time. Really the best way that I found is the way that Filipino martial arts does it. And that's when they take their fingers, their four fingers, and they'll dig it into the thumb and then pry towards the thumb that way. Okay, so it's all one motion like that. It opens up the grip, and then you also use your thumb behind and push on the back. You see how I'm doing that? You probably can't see it, but I'm pushing in with the thumb to be able to disarm, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Mr. Adam, my helper, right quick, come out here, and he's going to help me show kind of how to do this. Actually, I think I'm going to use the real one instead of using the soft one. So, okay, we're going to use this is the hard one. This one kind of stinks. So I'm going to give this to him because it's just me. And so go ahead and grab that. You want to hit with your right or left, right? Okay, so if he's coming, some things that you can do as far as like defending a stick, that's a whole nother video kind of, but the camera can see you. But one of the things that you can do from defending the stick is that there's a whole lot of things about distance and stuff like that. I'm not going to get into that right now because that's for a different video really. We're going to be focused on disarming more than anything else. So basic way, right, is to get on the inside. You want to get on the inside, which means you have to go close to them. You can't stand out here and they're swinging and go, oh, I'm going to disarm you. That doesn't work, obviously, right? So I'd have to be kind of semi-close, or at least come in and grab his arm and cover and really rush and come in and grab this arm. Okay, so once I grab the arm, then there's all kinds of different directions I can go to try and keep the arm right. I can go over it, but I have to push down. I can go under it, but I have to push the elbow up, get straight in the arm, but I have to watch out for him swinging wildly with the other hand, because it's usually what happens when you do this. They usually just go swing around with this hand coming, or go ahead, boom. They usually try stuff like that. So you just have to be aware of that kind of stuff. But from right here, what I want to do is I want to come in and I grab the hand. Now, once I grab the hand, I always want to twist, and what I like to do is go to the outside, but I want to twist that hand and make it harder for them to grip. See, once you turn it upside down, it's a lot harder for them to grip. The other thing you can do if they're gripping with barely any butt of the weapon, which is this end, like that, okay? So if they're doing it like that, then you can grab their own hand and pull out. So this is a way to disarm it. So go ahead and grab high. So once I get in here, I want to grab with my fingers and push them down in here, and I can pry this out that way, okay? The other way, I can do this if I'm grabbing with this hand. Now I can grab, oh, close it up, close it up. Now I can grab with my hands here and pry it out like this, okay? Sorry, I wasn't trying to wrist lock you. You could wrist lock too if you know how to do that. But anyway, so those are some basic ways. You grab and you just want to pry. The other way is you can actually use the butt of the weapon and pry it out. Then you've got it, right? So that's a simple, those are some simple ways. We're going to show you again one more time. So he's coming in, he's trying to, I rush in and I want to grab with both hands and cover that thing up, right? And notice I'm down, I'm covering up, right? I'm not up here with my head and trying to do this while he's swinging around. That doesn't make any sense because you're going to get hit if they start swinging, which they probably will. So I come here, then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to grab with those fingers, and I'm going to pull out. You can actually just do this with the wrist by turning the wrist here and then twisting out also with the wrist and the hand at the same time, like you're wringing clothes out. So that works too. That's another way to do it. You can be on the inside and do the same thing. So he comes in, go ahead. See, I'm on the inside, I just did it, right? So now he comes in again, and I can be on the outside and I can do the same thing. It's a little different on the outside. You can do it this way too on the outside, right? Do the same exact motion. So go ahead and flip them. Turn back. So he's coming in and I want to come in and grab his hand and close up, right? And then I can go to the outside here. I'm trying to move so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I can grab here, and I can just grab here and come out. Advance would be he's coming in to swing, and I come like this, something like that. That would be too advanced. It takes a lot of skill and movement. It's kind of, it's possible when you have that space to get hit with the stick. So a little bit more safe and a little bit more practical for most people, not for everybody, but for most people, is he comes in, I do the same thing, I cover and I bring him into me like this. People hold up with both hands. Okay, so just like you're swinging like a bat, right? And I come in and I literally rush and cover. So this is the same movement. I like to drop my hand here. You can obviously strike, bomb, bam, all that kind of stuff, obviously, right? But I come here and I can pull out this way, okay? So if he's coming, again, he swings, I come in and I grab, I punch down here, right? In this move, obviously you can hit them before you do this. You can also hit them low, right? But once I come here, I wrap, and I'm doing the same movement that I did before, okay? And then right? And I can, whatever, after that. Or I can just step back and go, well, I said step back, whatever it is, right? Okay, so real simple, one more time. So he's coming in. I want to stop his hands, cover here, punch down, hook. Okay, now what it looks like in normal speed if he comes in, boom, it looks like that. It's really a lot faster than when you do it slow motion. It looks like, oh, that's way too much to do. But when you do it in one smooth motion, it's nothing. You're just doing one simple smooth motion. So he's coming in, he's swinging. Good, now give me a good swing. Don't rip off swinging. So he's coming in, he's swinging. I come in and I stop him, right? Let's move this way. I actually stepped on his foot that time too. But I come in and then I punch down and I come out. Okay, so slow motion again, he's holding it. I punch down. No, hold on to it, hold on to it. There you go. So I punch down, I hook the hand, wrap it high. Remember, the only thing he can try to do is headbutt me because his hands are taken care of, so I don't have to worry about his hands hitting me. And if he tries to kick me, that's another whole thing, right? It's kind of hard for him to kick me with the front leg, he can, but he might try to kick me with the back leg, which that would actually, so if he kicked me with the other leg instead of that leg, right, that would actually lead me to be able to sweep and take him down too. So, but anyway, we're not going that deep. Okay. So one more time, he comes in, I come here. Actually, I rush. I'm just showing you guys the soft version of this. But I would rush and bring it to me here, punch down, lift this up, rotate this out of his grip, and then at that time I can pull it back and I can start to strike back. If it's a bat, you could hold it with two hands, blah, blah. So that's the kind of a disarm video that I wanted to do, just to give you guys an idea on if you wanted to learn how to do a disarm. There's many different ways when you talk about disarm. This is just a basic way of showing you a way to do it. But there's many factors when you talk about disarming. You can poke them, you can soften them up. This is very important. So I like to call it stages of disarm. So a disarm doesn't normally just happen right off the bat like that. Unless you're really good and you're really aware of their movement, then you can do that. But other than that, it's best to do it in stages, which means you might poke them in the eye, something in the throat, smack them, blah, blah, blah. Then go into your disarm. As you disarm, you push them away, or you strike them, or you kick, or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So there's these levels that you have within the disarm to make it work well, besides the grabbing the hands in a certain way to open up the grip. All these things compound and make the disarm actually reasonable. Okay, so that's what I wanted to do for our video for today, and we will see you guys on another video.
Bye, thanks for having me.
Bye now.